Hey folks, so I was asked a question about how to get a job presumably after graduating with, sorry, I'm distracted by my bad hair day, with no experience or little or no experience, um, uh, which is certainly something I went through, and it's something a lot of folks went through. A lot of jobs require experience. If you don't have experience, bridging that gap is really difficult. One of the things that you do is you turn the things that you've been doing into experience that counts for something. And so um, I think a lot of folks have positions that they work in college or even from high school where they were making money, but they didn't necessarily treat it as a step in their career. And I would encourage you to actually look back at that and try to identify the skills from that experience that actually can be helpful in your career, such as management experiences, supervising experiences. If you're waiting tables, then you're dealing in a high pressure environment. And start to kind of list out those different types of skills that you need to succeed in that workplace. And you might think about, for instance, some folks who also work there who maybe didn't succeed as well as you did, to say like, well, what's different about the way that I performed? Or think about some folks who were exceptional at those jobs and try to highlight some of the skills that they have and realize that you have some of those skills too. And then start to treat those as experience that you can build on. Look for opportunities during and after college that can count towards that experience that you need. By experience, that doesn't necessarily mean experience in a particular field. You can transfer a lot of skills from one field to another. And so, for instance, finding an experience that just shows that you can work in an office transfers a lot from one type of office environment to another. One of the things that I did is I signed up with some temp agencies. At one point, I worked for a temp agency that said that I didn't have a fast enough typing speed, and so they did not send me out for the office jobs, and so I ended up working in some factory positions instead. Um, uh, but I eventually left that agency, went to another agency years later in graduate school, and got a office placement that was great experience. I ended up working in that office for almost 4 months. And when I was wrapping things up, that was late in graduate school for me. When I was finishing up that temp experience, they said, we would love to hire you on full time. What are you up to next month? And I said, well, I'm actually moving to Philadelphia to become a professor at Temple University. And nobody at that office, it was in New York City where I was living at the time, had ever asked me what else was going on in my life or what I was planning to do next. But more to the point of the story, they offered me a job. And so that was a way in which working in a temp agency was able to help me get there. I did find substitute teaching after college to be a really helpful experience as well. There's something about being in front of a classroom that takes a lot of leadership skills, and you can really present it in that way. And a lot of school districts are looking for substitute teachers. Take a look and see what the requirements are. It might be more difficult in big school systems like Philadelphia than the rural school system I was working in Rockingham County, Virginia. That was a long time ago. But all of those are types of experiences that you can build on and then tease them out in your resume. And if you're not sure how to do that, I'm not going to be able to explain it in this particular video. I'm happy to talk more about it with you one-on-one. Or you can reach out to the folks in the Career Center at Temple or in the CLA Professional Development Office that's part of the Advising Center. They can sit down and meet one-on-one with you and work on your resume and help you identify some of the skills that you have but didn't quite realize you could put on your resume. One last thing, the classes that you take are important experiences as well. And if you think about the kind of jobs that you're trying to get, take a look at the classes that you've taken and start to maybe think about a section of your resume that you might call relevant coursework. and then you can list the courses and some of the things you did in those courses that are important experiences for the jobs that you are trying to get. I'll leave it there. Thanks, folks. Take care, and I'll see you in another video.